Hi guys, Washington here. Today we are going to be talking about Easy Road Generator version 2. I will be calling it ESG because it's easier. The reason I'm recording this video is to present in you the upcoming version of 2.0. Okay, and that's a very important change that is happening. That's why I didn't keep at the level of number 1, like 1.3, 1.4. I will stop in 1.4 and change completely to 2.0 ahead. The reason for that is this version will be working on Blender 3.6 when they are changing the IPI to version 4, so it will work on 3.6 forward. And another reason is because there are so many changes and bug fixes and new features and reorganization for the panels and the layout that I'm kind of being prepared for when Blender Foundation will allow us to create panels on the modifier of the geometry nodes. That will be very helpful for organizations. So you would hide and show the settings for each different group of or categories, as you want to call. And for now we don't have that, but I'm preparing my products, my tools for that. So Easy Road Generation is one of those examples, right? And apart from that, there are very important bug fixes. And not just bug fixes, but I have to rewrite the entire node tree and get rid of the garbage and that I consider garbage now, and trying to make it simple and easier for you to use and to understand the structure. I will show you that practically. I think it's easy to understand. Okay, so that's the version 1.4 which is available. By the way, if you wanna get it, just go to the links below, and you can get version 1.4, and you will have the version 2.0 for free. You will have all the versions I have for free. But if you wanna go ahead and buy it now, it just to let you know that you have version 2 for free and the future updates. That said, let's go to the changes. You see this is version 1.4, and you see we have a very simple settings here, which is already development of the previous version that is being polished to get to this point. And I thought it was a very good way of understanding the system. It's simple, it's clean, but I'm getting some feedbacks about how this is not standard on using, for example, only roads, only sidewalk, only curbs, those kind of things. It's not standard, right? What would be standard would be like just having roads, click and activate roads, sidewalk, click, activate roads, like you activate and deactivate as soon as according to your desire each component, right? That's the standard way of thinking that. And I rather to change at least at this point my way of thinking it to adapt to the standards, because I think it's going to be easier to following up with the upcoming options. Okay, that was the reason. Okay, so that's the version 1.4, right? And you guys that understand how it works, if you don't understand how it works, you may want to go to my previous tutorial. This will be a tutorial of version 2.0, but a couple things I like how to model the roads using it. I'm not gonna go into that because I have previous tutorials showing how to do that, and it's there. It's the same. The way you are gonna use the tool is the same, just the settings, and that's been changing. Okay, so now you have your tool, your road generator here. You have all the settings, the radius, right, and the samples of the corner, that all the things that I've been showing in my previous video, right? But at the first glance everything works well, but we have a first bug that I have been fixed on the version 2.0, which is the project to a terrain. In this case, this version has like easy road generator version 1.4. Inside there's a main and there's a components, right? In the components you have the terrain and you have the assets, okay? And in the terrain you have the terrain ref, which is where your terrain should go. Now if you project on your terrain, you will present the first bug, which are the lampposts. The lampposts are not following up the terrain, okay, anymore. And this is the terrain, and you will create a new terrain that will be showing up here inside the terrain generator. I think this process is a bit complicated, okay, because you have your reference and then you create a new terrain inside the terrain generator, which is apart from the road, okay. Now let's see how it works on version 2. So that's the version 2. That's how it came by default. First thing, you notice that the panels like has changed a lot. Don't be scary, because this will make sense as soon as you understand how it goes, and I will show you, okay. But if you go for the same option, the terrain project, that the option I show there, which is this one, terrain projects, now you can see that the lampposts follow the road, okay, it follows. So it's not like the previous version anymore, which we have this bug happening, unfortunately, okay. I didn't fix that in the version because I knew I would be releasing this version soon, so I rather to like make all at once, okay. So that's the first thing you can notice. The second thing you can notice is that we don't have the Boolean anymore. The Boolean operation, which we would have here, it's not there anymore. And you say, oh, but it's better if it cuts out. But it will brings me so much more problems in terms of performance and in terms of how I would be using that for the things that I want to add. At least for now, I just removed the Boolean, okay. And I will show you how to fix problems in the road, like the way I thought, okay. It will be good. So that's one of the changes, okay. So let's fix this lane here. Just bringing these guys a bit here. Okay, so that's nothing to do with version 2. That's just the way it works, and you guys that knows how to deal with, you know from the previous videos, okay. So the first thing, one other important things about the terrain project is that in the version 4 we had that settings, we created another terrain inside this, and this terrain has drivers and so on. So this, I thought that this is too much complicated. Now you still have the ref for the terrain, okay. You still have the ref, which is your terrain that you are trying to project it, but as soon as you project it, you don't have another layer here. Everything is inside the same geometry node, so you don't have them separate. They are the same node. As soon as you will convert the entire thing, you will convert your terrain as well, and you can do any change, okay. So we kind of removed drivers, removed one step, removed one situation that can be confusing for you to understand, okay. That was one thing, okay. And for the version 2, let's get back. from the basics. For version 1.4 it's okay, but we don't have that much possibilities of customizing the roads. If you want to customize the roads, or you convert everything and go inside your inside the edit mode, and then you start to change it, okay? Or you can try to go over the assets and then go to the sidewalk and then kind of try to change those profiles here, okay? I think that's good for a basic thing, but if you wanna have something easier to change it, easier to customize, I think that's not the best solution. That's why I came across with this. In version 2, right, we have way more control over your road. And what I'm trying to say is now you can control how your road will look. It's not something static. It's not something you get out of the box and that's it. Now you can control more. One example is this, right? Here in North America, we have lots of the pattern of sidewalks is not just curbs and sidewalks. Sometimes here in Vancouver, mainly, sometimes we have the curb, we have a little bit of grass lane, and then we have the sidewalk, okay? In the previous version, that's pretty much impossible unless you model on top of it, you convert it and you model on top of it. And in here it's fine, it's easy, but imagine if you have a big system of roads projected all over the place, it will be a bit of painful. Right now it's not anymore. You just have an option which is grass lane. You just activated that and now you have a lane of your grass, okay? And then you can kind of control, okay, the thickness of your grass and other things that I will show you. That's one of the main differences here from version 2 to version 1.4. And the other big difference, and this one for me is the main thing, is because I got some feedback of people struggling and trying to duplicate the roads. And I have even a video on my YouTube channel. By the way, if you like this channel, just subscribe. I have a video showing how to mitigate that and how to create complex blocks of streets using the system, okay? And you still can do the same thing in the version 2, but for example, look at this, in the version 4, if you try to copy this as a new road, you see, you just can't. It's impossible, okay? So if, for example, you wanna have these, and this, you fix that, you fix the thing. But for example, look at this, watch out. If you want to do this, for example, and connecting things here, you will basically fuck it up with the entire system, okay? Because it's not possible. So that's why I have this little guy here, which is just sidewalk only previously, and that's how I kind of mitigate this process. But it's not just that, because just that, it will be fine, okay? It's not just that, that will be fine. But if you decide to have another road here, right, it wouldn't be able to do. That's because the core of how it was built on the node tree level isn't, it just doesn't allow you to do that, okay? What you can do is just copy the system and keep doing roads all over the place. However, if you try to project on your terrain, how you're going to project that? And then I faced this issue, and then I was trying to figure out how to make it, and now we finally get this shortened, okay? This is version 4. Now you can grab copy, okay, here and go and create anything. Doesn't matter how many roads you have, you can connect all of them. Okay, you can go here, go crazy here, go crazy here, connect both. Okay, connect these guys, and you can connect these guys, right? And you can even connect these guys, and everything will works. Okay, there is no such an issue anymore. Okay, so that's one thing. And here in the previous version that was impossible to do, and now it's just okay to having lots of roads and projected them into terrain, because it's just one single geometry node that will be created. And I will make videos showing you how to do that in the future. So it's now the system really is kind of ready to move forward. Okay, that was one of the limitations of version 1.4, and that's for me one of the biggest limitations. Okay, let's go back here, remove this guy, because I want to show you the other options. Okay, so now you have lots of controls. Let's forget version 1.4 now. I was just trying to show you the big differences and why I decided to move to version 2 instead of 1 point something. Okay, now let's move on fully on version 2. Okay, now you have more control, so you have your grass lane, and the layout now it's kind of more standard. So it's not, you don't have only something. You have something and then you turn it on and off. Okay, like you have your roads, you turn it on and off. Those are the lanes that are following. So you have the roads and then you turn it on and off. The reason when the lanes it goes crazy here, it was just because those lanes are projected on the road. So there's no road, the lanes got crazy. Okay, so you just be aware of that. And that's a road. And if you don't want the lanes get crazy, you just remove the roads from here, so the lanes doesn't go crazy anymore. The lanes are still there and you can use it. Let's do that for the lanes for now. For this guy, let's change it that as well. Let's remove that from here, from general projection. So now we can work with them like easily. I will hide this guy just to show you. Okay, so you have the components. You have your road. Oh, here you have your roads. Okay, you have your sidewalk. If you have a grass lane, you have just the grass lane here. If you remove the sidewalk, the grass lane will be here. Okay, the side lane, sometimes you have a road that you don't need the side lane. In the curb, okay, so you can add and remove each item separately, and you have the full control. And also the complement, which is this guy. Okay, let's put it back the roads and see how it goes. Let's put it back the lanes. Okay, let's add a collection here. Road, this guy, yes, and this guy, road. Okay, and let's get back to this guy here. Okay, so now you have control over all the parameters as I show you. Okay, and another difference is now your roads are kind of quantified, and that was the solution I have for my system. Works well as I imagine. Okay, so now just be aware that your road will be qualified and not end guns anymore. Okay, and here you have the divisions, still have the divisions. Okay, so you can activate the divisions, and the divisions just works out of the box well. Okay, have the roads, and you have the options of roads only, which I'm still working on and see what I'm gonna do. Okay, that's why it's still buggy, but don't worry about that now. Okay, and you have the road resolution, which is important depending on your project, depending on what you are going to do. You may want to increase the resolution of the road. Okay, I would recommend you to put it 3 and leave it 3, because if you start to do 2, you start to have gaps here in the corners as well. So keep it 3, that's fine. That will work most of the time. Okay, you have the complement here, and the complement is adjustable. Why? Because you can adjust your sidewalk. Your sidewalks here, you can adjust your sidewalk width. Okay, so but at this point the complement doesn't follow, but you can fix this here, okay, with the offset of your complement. Okay, and that's how you can control completely your sidewalk and do anything that you want. Let's say that you want the lampposts to be pushed back. You didn't have that option before, but now you have it. So you go here to your lampposts, and then you can like push the offset. Okay, so you can control it. And another thing that I want to show you here, just let's jump into this, is the level of the number of lampposts. Okay, let's add more lampposts here and see. You see how the lampposts are aligned here? The lampposts on version 4, on version 1.4 wasn't really mean to that, so that was always something awkward, because you see the lampposts here should be turning here, this guy shouldn't be turning here, and even if you increase the number of posts like I did there, like increase the number of lampposts like this, you still have a tilt, right? You still have a tilt here and here, and that's not how it should be, you know. If you compare with version 2.0, those are straight, so those are way more reliable, way more real, how it should be. Okay, not like this, which is very tilted. You see? I don't know if you guys can see that, but let's put these lampposts less so you can see more what I mean. Okay, you see the lamppost here is tilted. It shouldn't be tilted. Okay, look at this, it's tilted here, it's tilted here. If you see here, let's reduce the amount of lampposts. Put it something like this. Even if you add just a few, they will be straight, they will be facing the proper side. Okay, so that's how it should be, more consistent, better. Okay, so the other thing is curve doesn't have that much settings at this time. It's just the curve, okay, that you can add or remove. The side lane you can add or remove. The grass lane has this option, but also has a very nice option now, which is real grass. Okay, if I activate real grass proxy and turn it real grass, I can go to the render and you guys will see what I mean. Look at this. Okay, you have a proxies of your grass and you have all the settings for the grass resolution, the amount of grass you have here, okay, the scale of your grass, which is you can change it. Okay, you can set up your grass, the wildness of the grass. For you guys that are familiarized with Easy Grass Generator, which is another product of mine, just go check it out in the links below. You have all those options and much more of for grass. But this I wanted to bring this option to here because I think it's nice and it will help you to reduce time consuming when you just want to add grass on that lane. Okay, and that's why you have a little bit of an Easy Grass Generator here inside your Easy Road Generator, just for that part. And you can see that when you turn off your proxy. Look at this. Look at how cool is this grass, man. It's awesome. You have this possibility. It's great. Okay, and you have even the flowers. Okay, you turn on your flowers. Now you have flowers all over your grass lane, and you can set up the amount of flowers, the Z level of your flowers, the scale of your flowers. Okay, it's pretty cool to have this option. I think it's useful, very useful for you guys that doesn't want to spend more time adding a new landscape on just on that grass. That's very good. We have the posts. We have the posts with lights. Okay, you can see here. Okay, and you have the posts only. I keep it the posts only because sometimes you just want to get the posts for some reason, you know, and I think it's easier to have that option instead of keep like turning everything off and then get the posts, because sometimes you have your road. Let's say we have these two roads. Let's say we have these duplicated because we just want to have that posts here. Okay, we just go for only the posts, and then we can convert that into a mesh. So we now have the posts. And we remove the post from the generator, the generator. Okay, this guy. Let's see. Oops, not a big deal. Why? Because I forgot the steps. Okay, let's duplicate it again. Then I'm gonna show you. Prepare for conversion. Prepare for conversion first, and then you have your posts on. Okay. Now you can just convert it into mesh, and then you have your lampposts here. If you remove your lampposts, so you have the roads and your lampposts in a different thing. Like here you still have your geometry nodes, and here you have the mesh of your lampposts. For some reason you may want to do that. That's still something that I'm thinking of. If you guys have any option on that, just leave the comments below. Okay, and you have the way of changing the offset, and that's all. Prepare for conversion, and for the terrain generator. Okay, the post now follows everything, and you have this option here, which is not Boolean anymore, but you have the options of resolution for the terrain and the fix the terrain projection, which is bringing the part which is beneath the road down. So if you want to add some landscaping or something, the road, it's not gonna go through your road. Okay, that's the reason for that. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like it, because I put lots of effort here, thinking on myself, on how I would like to have this product improving for my daily production, because I work in RTVs full day and I use this product a lot, but I really miss the grass lane. I really miss the possibility of having multiple roads, and now I'm addressing that for me, and I hope that works for you as well as I expect. And that's it. I see you guys soon with the video for the release. The release will be this week for sure, but I will create a video for the product showing the new tools properly. This is more a tutorial. This is more how I'm presenting that to you, in a way that I would like to see someone presenting to me, showing the differences, why it's going to this direction. I hope you guys like it. Subscribe my channel if you like it. Give it thumbs on. We see in the future.